Hi, it's James Bark from boats.co.uk, because some of you didn't know my name. And as you know, I review boats on YouTube for our company boats.co.uk. Look at that bite. He's got some gear on there, hasn't he? And today we're going to do a full review of the Princess F49 Flybridge. This is a 2017. But they made them from 2016 to about 2018, 2019. Then it became the F50. At the end, I'm going to give you a full review of all the costs, and I'm going to give you my measure of pleasure score so you can see how it stacks up in all the different fields of fun and how she looks and everything else. So let's jump straight on board and get straight into it. Okay, so at the back of the boat, as normal with all of the boats of this kind of ilk, you've got this lovely big high-low platform which goes up and down about 1.2 meters, and this takes your Williams tender. On the 49 you've also got this big garage which, as you can see, we've filled with fenders. By the way, this boat is for sale with us at the moment for $699,000, and I've got a 2018 coming in next week for $799,000, which we'll take a part exchange on. I like the colour of that. Have a look at that, Dan. That's like peppermint, isn't it? It's nice. This boat has got the grey canvas. It's got really nice neutral colours. So let's jump inside. Now, we just happen to have chosen the hottest day in England. I think today it's 40 degrees. And that flap, it's flapping around. It's 40 degrees and suddenly it's got really windy. I don't know why, because it's sunny and I thought it's going to be lovely to film, but no, it's not. Anyway, while I hold on to this, a lot of you have been complaining that because it's so hot, I'm not wearing any socks, which I'm not. So these are the socks that I would have worn if it wasn't 40 degrees. Let me try and hold that. And as you can see, I've got the eggs, the frying pan. Must have some bacon. We got any bacon? No, it's just bacon. It's just eggs. It's just eggs. So these are called Happy Socks eggs. Anyway, it's too hot for those, so we're not wearing those. Cockpit. The cockpit is a really good size, and it's also got a really big lazarette, which I'll show you at the end. Over here, you have the high-low platform, buttons, and the passerelle is controlled here, but you don't need one of those in England. So let's go inside and show you the galley and the saloon. Now, what people like about the F49 is the aft galley and all this space, and it's quite a big bit of space. As you can tell as I'm walking around, it's loads of room, and it's got a lovely aft galley. But what it hasn't got is a full height fridge freezer. So that's the only negative. Now, you know I tell you the good and the bad, and this is not quite as good as a full height one, but it's still a good size. And we have got another one, another fridge over here. So you're not short on fridge space. I just think a full-size fridge freezer would be better, but then you'd lose some glass. By the way, this is walnut satin. And the other one we've got for sale has got Alba oak. But what this boat has got, which is included in the deal, is this Chinese cookery book. Now, if you're thinking about buying this boat, this has got to be the closer. You've got the microwave oven, combi oven with grill, hob, all the normal bits and pieces, cutlery drawer. Have we got cutlery? Yeah. No one's taken the cutlery, has it? Got Princess on it. Oh, David Miller, that is Princess. And it's even got a Princess hat, which is very handy when it's 40 degrees. Oh, look. It's got some Plymouth, crafted in Plymouth mats. Now that definitely is nice. Okay, so let's go and show you the saloon. Okay, so this is the saloon, and you've got air conditioning, which I can't turn on because the boat's out of the water. So we are sweltering. High-low TV, you've got the two sofas that face each other and the lovely dining table, loads of glass, which I can't show you because the blinds are down, but it has got, come and have a look down, we've got 2 shout windows. We've got a port shout window and we've got a starboard one. So I think we should test it because I haven't tested a shout window for a while. Let's test it. My head goes out all right. Oi, turn the air conditioning on. Yep, that works well. Now, while you're over here, let's have a look at the joystick, which is for people that can't drive boats, but you push that forward and you steer it, or you can go left and you can steer the bow. This is for people who can drive boats, and that's forward, neutral, reverse. You've also got this lovely glass cockpit, which you can have 2 screens, but this particular boat's got the single screen, and you've got a bow thruster. Now, you might be asking, why do you need a bow thruster with IPS? Well, because the IPS is at the back, and sometimes the bow drags. And if you're in a marina with lots of ropes, you don't want to use the IPS, so you use the bow thruster, just to get you out of trouble. So now you know. You can see the visibility is pretty good as well. It's nice. So let's go down below. Come on down. It's a bit cooler down here. Oh, before you come down, here's the control panel. I'm not going to go through it all because I've done it on other videos and I don't want to bore you. So let's go forward to the VIP cabin. And you've got the typical, what's that? Oh, I see. The towel was covering that stain.
Perfect.
Okay. Is there any more? No. Really nice cabin. Lots of glass that I can't show you because of the sun today. Really good storage all the way around. You've also got this little vanity mirror for putting makeup on and stuff. And got a little bathroom here, which has got a Jack and Jill thing. Got a shower. And the shower passes the floss test. I haven't got any towels to show you. And look at the storage in here. Loads of storage behind the mirrors. A Perrin and row sink. I do like those sinks. Floor's nice. And there's the door back out into the central galley. Oh, there's wardrobe there, Dan. I don't know what that is. We've got some hangers. All included in the deal, sir. Right, so let's go forward to see the back, see the other cabins. So we're back in the central area, and to starboard, that's port, to starboard, we've got the bunk cabin room. Which, let's be honest, it's a bit of a squeeze, but remember this boat is only 49 feet. You could use it, this is quite good for having shelves for your bags if you don't want to use it as a third cabin. There is some wardrobe, have a look in there, Dan. There's the briefcase, and there's another little wardrobe here, if you can call it that, which has got shelves for your socks and pants. And you've got overhead storage. God, it's hot in here, isn't it? How hot is it in here? 40 degrees, right. And then you've got the overhead cabin storage there. So that's enough, it's really good. That's the Jack and Jill toilet we just saw a minute ago. And then if we go aft, we go into the master cabin. And we have a sock sofa, which has got no other use than putting your socks on or your tights if you're that way inclined. We've got really big windows. Have a look. Big double bed. Oh dear. Oh. And then over here, we've got loads of storage. We've got there. We've got a plug socket for our phone. We've got a USB charger for our phone. And we've got some bedside lights. They're quite nice. And a big wardrobe here with loads of heaters on. Oh, is that an air conditioner? Dehumidifier. Oh, dehumidifier. Now, before I leave the master cabin, I must say that Princess make a fabulous job of the master cabins, and the 49 is no different. As the boats get bigger, they seem to be the same size. So on the 49, you get a lot of bang for your buck, because it's only 49 feet, but look. We've got loads of room. And as we go out, Dan, we've got a little bathroom here, which is little, but isn't it beautiful? Have a look. So let's go upstairs and see the Flybridge. Okay, so the Flybridge this way. Now it's really windy. It's sunny, but it's windy, so we're going to be really quick on the Flybridge. Luckily, this owner has picked the twin Garmin screens for the Flybridge, which is fantastic because this. Oh, there's the missus. See us there? She's in another world, mate. It's got the twin screens, which is really, really good. The dashboard up here is lovely. If you look over my shoulder down, you can see the view out is good. I mean, I know it's of sheds, but normally it's the sea, and it's really, really clear. This makes into a sunbed. I won't demonstrate, but this just pulls out here into a sunbed. And then round here, you've got the barbecue, sink, and storage. You've got this lovely, lovely table. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And you can see all the Garmin, which I've gone through before. And then if we go to look at the bow, you can see it's got a lovely sunbed area for 2 persons on the bow, which is all you need really, isn't it? I mean, you can get a couple of you or a couple of kids. Now, one thing I would say up here, and it's easy for us to do, the boat has got the bimini, which is manual, to keep the sun or the rain off you. But I personally think it would be a nice addition to have the teak floor, don't you, Dan?
I think so.
Yeah, but we can add that, so don't worry. If you like the boat and you want a teak floor, we can do it. Now, also, the other thing I must say, look how nice it is over there. Look at, that's our marina. That's our 6 marina. There's our office. Look, can you zoom in, Dan? There's our office where we work, and that has got air conditioning. So why we're out here in 40 degrees, I do not know. So let's do the engine bay. Okay, so you join me about to go in the engine room, and before I do that, I just want to remind you, please, please, please press the subscribe button if you're enjoying this channel. I know I talk some nonsense, but somewhere in there is some good facts. So if you're enjoying it, and Dan, your finger's close to going over the screen, then press that subscribe button and also hit the like. Is it the like? No, the thumb up thing. The thumb up. Right. Pass me the camera. I'm just going to show you the engine room quickly. Now, I thought this had the IPS 700s, but it's actually got IPS 800s, which is the D8, which, as if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that means it's 8 litres each. So there they are. They're beautiful. There's the generator. And then there is the IPS pods. There's the air conditioning. It's all beautifully made, and I will talk to you in a second about how much juice it burns, etc. In fact, let's go and do that now. Okay, so here are my notes for all the costs, because you seem to be fascinated by costs. I don't know why you're so materialistic, but you want to know all the costs. They want to know all the costs, Dan. This takes me ages, but you want the costs. Here we go. Okay, so the boat has 1850 litre tank. Let's start off with a speed of 20 knots. We're going to put this on the screen. Dan, can you put me to the right of your screen so we can put the stuff on the left? Can you do that?
Of course.
Yeah, and then we're going to put the stuff on the screen. So speed, 20 knots. Fuel burn, well, this uses 130 litres per hour. I triple checked this. At 20 knots, it does use quite a bit of fuel. It is 30% less than probably a shaft-driven boat, but it does add up. The fuel price, we're in July 22, is £1.85 per litre with a 60-40 split. So the fuel cost is £240 per hour. But remember, you've done 20 nautical miles. The average person uses a boat 50 hours a year. But I've had some of you complain about my figures. God, it's windy, isn't it? They've said if you use it 50 hours a year, you wouldn't drive around out the marine at 20 knots. And I thought, you know, that's a good point. So I'm going to split it 40 hours at 20 knots and 10 hours at 8 knots, because that's probably a more typical usage. I won't go into the detail about how I did that, but the bottom line is the fuel cost is about £10,000 per annum based on 50 hours and the above figures. So I don't think that's too bad. So let's now move on to the boat cost and how you afford to buy it. So this boat is up for 699,000. So let's just call it 700,000. You're going to need for a finance company to find 30% deposit, which is about £210,000. That means you're financing about £490,000, which is going to cost you about £5,000 per month on a 10-year mortgage with a straight line repayment curve, no balloons. You can get balloons, etc., but we're just keeping this simple for the purposes of this video. So £5,000 per month, which means for 12 months is £60,000 per annum. But remember, you're paying back large amounts of capital. That's not all interest costs, that's interest and capital. Okay, then we're going to move on to fixed costs. So fixed costs, berth in the UK is going to cost you about £10,000. I know you say to me, oh, my berth cost me 7,200 and my berth cost me 12,400. These are approximate costs. Servicing is about 7,500 a year because you've got 2 engines and then you've got 2 pods. So really, you kind of nearly got four engines, haven't you, Dan? Well, actually, you've got 5 with a generator, right? Yeah. Maintenance, allow £5,000 per annum. That's anti-fouling, anodes, polishing, cleaning, hood repairs, all that kind of stuff. And the insurance for this boat isn't too bad. It's about the £4,000 mark. So you've got total fixed costs, which you can't get away from, of £26,500 per year. The variable costs you've got are depreciation. Well, if you bought this for 722 and you kept it a year or two, I think you'd probably only lose about 50,000. I'm not making light of 50,000, but as a percentage, you know, it's less than 10%. You've got the fuel costs at 10,000 per annum, and you've got the finance at 60,000 per annum. So your variable costs could be 110, but they could be as little as 10 if you had no depreciation and you just used it fuel-wise and you didn't have any finance. So that's down to your personal circumstances. What you can't get away from is the fixed cost, and they are £26,500 per year, so long as you look after your boat. Okay, so now we are going to run through my personal scores. Now, these are my personal scores. They don't reflect the company. They don't reflect you, Dan. They're just what I think. And sometimes I'm wrong. But, you know, this is what they are. So the accommodation on this boat is 3 cabins. The third cabin's a bit small, but it's a 49-footer. I think they've done well to fit 3 cabins in here. So the accommodation gets 9 out of 10. So let's put that up on the screen. Style, I think it's a good-looking boat. We'll do some pictures at the moment to show you the outside of the boat. It's a good-looking boat. The Princess F50 gives you the new blade window, which we'll show you on the screen as well. So I'd say that looks a little bit better, but this is still a good looking boat. So I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 for style. Fun. Well, one thing I would say about IPS, it is fun because the boat feels very sporty. Less boat is in the water, so therefore you can throw it around more. So I would say definitely this is good fun to drive. And so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I nearly gave it an 8, but I thought, well, it is a cruiser. I mean, you wouldn't go really throwing it around, would you? So I'm going to give it a 7. Running costs. Well, the IPS does use less fuel. If you buy a boat that's late like this in this kind of condition, it's going to be quite low maintenance. So I'm going to give you running costs of 9 out of 10 because they don't get much lower for a boat of this size. Quality, well, all Princesses, in my opinion, are beautifully built. As you know, we used to sell them new. We now sell new Fairlines, and Fairlines are beautifully built too. If you end up with either, they're both fantastic boats. This particular model is good. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. So that gives us an overall score of 40.5 out of 50, which means the JB's measure of pleasure is 81%. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I certainly have. Dan and I are getting out of here. We're going to the office. We're going to sit in the air conditioning and we're going to go and have a beer because that's all I can think about right now. Thanks for watching. We've got really big windows. Have a look. We just need a clean. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Let's see. Let me just try and fix this quickly. There we go. All fixed. Yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed. See, look, I didn't break it.